Hi everybody. Today we're going to go over the end trimming station on the Fast Series edge banders from Fravol. Skylar recently had a couple of small issues when we got down to smaller parts. As you can see, we got some samples we're going to run here. And one of these questions and problems that was occurring was when you get into smaller, narrow parts, now with this spring assembly, we were getting a bit of a bounce when it came up and trimmed the trail end. We're still running here at 1 bar. We really haven't touched any of the flow controls. However, that's something you adjust during the slow speed. And then of course thereafter you can adjust the parameters for the fast speed. We're gonna go into the parameters here and then go into the parameters for the end trim saw. The standard setting on the end trimming unit for the chase tail cut is 180. One thing we did find was that if you set that to 220 millimeters, and then save it, and we'll run this small part through, you'll see that the time before the saw comes down to cut is longer, thus less chance of a bounce. So we're gonna run the part in. There we go. Go. And now we're getting a clean edge front and back. Another thing, and I'll just turn this sound off for a second. Another item is even on the fast mode now, by extending that length when we're running in rabbit, of course you can't do it with a narrow part. We've also noticed that it's a more consistent end trim cut overall, giving it a bit more time for it to catch up and absorb that spring assembly without pushing the part. Now, we're gonna do one more thing. If you talk to Andrea, he's gonna be updating the software. But we can now go in and we'll show you how we do this manually to set up the corner rounding to do more narrow parts. So we're going to turn on the corner rounding unit and turn off the end trim. Now, as you can see here, now it's on. Skylar had already set that up in the background on the service side. So over here, he had set it on so that you could run the corner rounding unit in this status. However, if you shut down and reboot, it won't be saved. You'd have to then go to the service side, take this, plug it in, and we could update the machine at Fravol so that it would be saved in that parameter. Now we can take that same similar narrow part. So anything that's under 120 millimeters, now just with the corner rounding, start it up, put it through. There we are, putting it in the machine. The end trim saws are off, comes out, top and bottom, come through, do the corner round, and away we go. So that way you have no impact, a nice clean round edge, and away we go from there. Thank you. Here we are. Gonna try this one, 85 on the end. Corner rounding only, no saw. We're gonna take apart under 85 here. Slowly with the corner rounding. Start it. In. There we go. Perfect.